best Tranmere teams that we've had, the supporters have been settled teams with players that were on contracts. A lot of them were Scousers, let's be honest, that need a local area. There was a lot of kind of pride in pulling on the shirt, and there was even post promotion seasons, like you when we had the likes of Peter Clark at the back and Jay Spearing in midfield, James Vaughan up front, you knew that standards would be set. You knew they had a quality spine, and that they wouldn't accept any nonsense. And I don't see the same. I think Tom Davies is having a poor season. We hope that he was a local lad from Warrington and made the captain, and he's having a poor season. He's got a poor disciplinary record. You drive a bus between our centre halves and fullbacks most of the time. We don't have that leader, that kind of spearing Harris figure in midfield. We just don't have it anymore because we've never had a settled midfield. We have Walker in and out because he's injured. As I say, and I do think having Luke Norris back is the one thing that does give me hope, because we finally got a number 9. And I really liked his interview actually last week. I really liked his interview about being back from injury and about the frustrations about what he wants to contribute moving forward. I mean, you talk about a Tranmere player. That's someone that could potentially be a Tranmere player, someone that gets it, somebody that's obviously a hard-working guy, has been willing to move up north for the first time and believes in what we're doing here. But a lot of the players that are on short-term deals and loans, we will be struggling to remember their names next season. And that, for me, doesn't mean an emotional involvement and commitment. Because why should they be? If you were posted to a job for 6 months, you're meeting all your kind of office mates for the first time, you wouldn't give that much of a stuff, would you? You knew you're leaving sooner or later, and you knew that they might have had a bond that you were not part of. So, yeah, I don't know how you resolve that. I do want new blood in January, but I think one thing that Palios has said in the past about having people that are right in terms of character, well, it's time for them to put their money where their mouths are now, because we need strong characters to get us out of this. But we need the senior players to be telling people just how important the next 2 games are. If Tom Davies is a captain, it's about time he started acting like one.
Well, on Davies, no one batted an eyelid, really. Or there might have been some people, but few people batted an eyelid when he was named captain over the summer. In fact, many people were calling for him to be the captain, or at least someone to be the captain, instead of Kane Hemmings. And then Kane Hemmings obviously left anyway. So no one really was that disappointed when Davies got the armband. So what? And his performances over the last 2 years have been steady and good. You know, he's been a solid 7 out of 10 pretty much every week, and in other weeks he was higher than that. Yes, there'd be the odd blip, but he's a League Two footballer. That's what happens. This year, as you say, those performances have fallen off a cliff. It's not that he's a bad player. We know he's not a bad player because we've seen it for 2 years in a Tranmere shirt that he's not a bad player. So why do you think performances have dropped so significantly?
That is a tough question. I think if I had the answer to that, I'd be managing the team rather than Nigel Adkins, to be honest. I think, again, the argument is there that Turnbull's not a bad player, that we've seen him perform well in a Tranmere shirt, you know, and a guy who obviously League One teams are interested in, so they're not bad players. I have no idea why the two of them have been so bad this season. It seems to defy all logic. Where before the start of the season, when you read all those previews by Gabe Sutton and Not the Top 20 podcast, and they're all saying this, that, and the other. To be fair to Not the Top 20 podcast, I think they tipped us 20th, and all our fans were in uproar. Well, we'd all take that now. But they all praised our centre defence as looking the strongest part of the team. There is no logic as to why they're playing so badly together. It's absolutely baffling. But the one thing that is certain is that we cannot keep on playing these two same players for the rest of the season, because it is just not working. We are not keeping clean sheets. And I don't think another thing that I really think doesn't help is that we're constantly chopping and changing fullback. You talk about a settle back four. Well, how many times have we changed fullbacks this season? We've never had a settle back four. So that in itself is a problem as well. But I don't know.